So guys, here I am. I'm back live now, back on the live. So Yajat is trying to figure out how to join my live now. So he was on the desktop and that's why he couldn't join my live. And hopefully, he's now logged on to his mobile and he should be in a position to send me a request to be on my live. So thank you, John, and thank you, Pari Lifestyle Shalu, in joining this live session. Author Yajat, a young author who has published a trilogy, and it's going to be an interesting session. Hi, Yajat.
Hello. Namaste.
How are you? Namaste, namaste. How are you?
Good. I'm good.
So, good. All is well?
Yes.
So, yeah, I was giving a brief introduction about you to the viewers. So, I was telling about the trilogy that you have written. So, maybe, you can hear me, right?
Yes.
So, you can tell about yourself and a brief introduction about your book. And then, I can start asking you the questions.
Well, my book is about the journey of four children and their journey through a dark world where they try to fight a villain. So,
Okay.
I have tried to make it interesting and I've added details and twists to the plot. So, it's basically a
Great,
science fiction. It's a fiction story.
great. So, that's a good introduction, and maybe you can mention the name of the books as well, so that the viewers can make a note of it.
The first book is the Quest for the Arcane Crown. The second book
Okay.
is the Skull Warrior, and the third book is the Pages of Destiny.
Super. So, are you all set for the interview, Yajat?
Yes. Yes.
Brilliant. So, yeah, here we have the young author Yajat, with us. So, let's start the interview now. Yajat, what motivates you to write?
Oh, well, the reader's response after writing my first book was really good. So I was
Okay.
motivated to write my second and the third book also. So
Oh,
the
wow.
biggest
Okay.
motivation was my readers, and
Okay.
apart from that, I make small goals which I try to complete. Like for example,
Okay.
I try to write at least 2 pages every day.
Wow. That's a good one. 2 pages every day is not a mean task. It might look minuscule, but in a month you end up writing 60 pages easily. Good one. So, shall we move on to the next question, Yajat?
Sure.
So, how did you feel after publishing your books?
Uh, well, the initial response was quite good, and I thought I was very elated and very happy. And so,
Okay.
like I said, it gave me the motivation and inspiration. So, and
Okay.
it was a very good journey with both
Mm-hmm.
ups and
Okay.
downs, and in all, I would say it was a very good experience.
Okay. Brilliant. And moving on to the next question. What are some of your favorite novels, and who are some of your favorite authors?
Uh, I like to read. I like to read J.K. Rowling, and apart from that,
Okay.
I also like the R.L. Stein books, the Goosebumps series.
Okay. Okay. So, did you get any inspiration from Mrs. J.K. Rowling when you were writing your book?
I read the book a long time ago, and
Okay.
some things like the magic might have been inspired, but uh,
Okay.
but the instances, the storyline is original only. But
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
some things might have been influenced.
Okay. Great. Yeah. I read all the three books, and I would say there is no resemblance whatsoever when it comes to characterization or plotting and anything. Everything. So but yeah, the style, the way you have written is like unbelievable.
Thank you.
So, shall we move on to the next question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Is there a specific reason for naming your novels?
The first book is the Arcane Crown. So the Arcane Crown was the crown was actually a possession of Lord Arcane, and
Okay.
Arcane also means mysterious. So it seemed like a good name.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Skull Warrior and the Pages of Destiny both are very mysterious and very powerful things, and they suited the storyline very well. So that
Okay.
there could be no better choice. So I thought it was very good.
Okay. Brilliant. So, thank you for that answer. Shall we move on to the next question?
Yes.
Thank you. Where do you write from, Yajat? Do you go to some specific place or you write it wherever you are?
Uh, I like to sit at my study desk because I think that
Okay.
it gives me more ideas. So
Okay.
yes, I write at my study desk.
Great. So, do you have anything, with you at the time of writing, like some drink or snacks?
Uh, no, actually, I type the books, and
Okay.
I learned typing since the age of 3. So I when I type the
Oh,
books, my hands are engaged, so I can't.
okay. Brilliant. Age of 3. That's quite inspiring. Thank you. Shall we move on to the next question?
Yes.
Okay. What inspired you to write the books? Any tales to tell?
Uh, when I started work on my first book, it wasn't that I wasn't planning to write a book. It was
Okay.
actually a creative writing competition. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought that I would write only 2 or 3 pages. But
Okay.
as the story progressed, I started to get a lot of interest, and
Okay.
so finally got completed. And then after seeing the response of the readers, I started work on my second and the third book also.
Great. Trilogy is unbelievable because you have to write so much when it comes to preparing the actual manuscript, because the editors would usually cut short uh, the size of the actual size of the novel to one third or one fourth. So did that happen to you as well?
Yes, in the first book it happened, but they were reasonable, and uh, finally things worked out.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. Shall we move on to the next question?
Yes.
Great. What was your biggest learning experience throughout this writing process?
Uh, the biggest experience was the failure because I got many rejections from the publishers and
Okay.
other things. There were a lot of depressing moments also, and
Oh,
I thought that
okay.
sometimes I would not write the book, but
Oh,
the motivation kept me through, and finally when I completed, I got the satisfaction, and I realized that it was worth doing.
brilliant, brilliant. That's a great answer. So it should inspire many more young authors like you to, take this up, because, people think that they cannot write, especially when they are young, or, they tend to, uh, their experience tend to get distracted, their interest, so their attention. So, they should keep you as an inspiration and start writing. And India should see many more Yajats. So, thank you for that answer. Shall we move on to the next question?
Yes.
Okay. Looking back, what did you do right that helped you break in as a writer?
Uh, the first thing was that when there were a lot of storylines in the plot which at
Oh,
first seemed right, but then it started to go wrong, and once it
okay,
did, I didn't kept working on it because I realized that working on the bad plot would only result in a bad storyline.
correct.
So the one thing that I uh, stressed on was that everything had to be interesting, and since everything boring had to be cut out, even though it felt good to me. So
Great.
the editors helped, and apart from that, the never give up tendency is very important, because starting a work has to finish it also, because giving up
Mm,
is a very bad thing to do.
brilliant, brilliant answer, Yajat. Hats off for that. And I'm really elated to be interviewing you. So it's this is going to be a breakthrough for many more young authors for sure. So shall we move on to the next question?
Sure.
Thank you. Any best piece of writing advice that you'd like to share with the new or struggling authors?
uh, One thing is that, mm, steps the initial steps can be small, like writing
Okay.
only 2 pages or only a chapter, but
Hmm,
the initial step is the most important one, because once the
correct.
journey begins, every step begins to fall in place. So I think
Brilliant.
that we should not think so much, and we should act. If we want to write, we should start.
Absolutely. Very well said, Yajat. I could see that spark, and I'm sure this would take you to greater heights for sure. So, shall we move on to the next question?
Yes.
Okay. Any future books that you would like to discuss now?
Well, the trilogy was complete,
Hmm.
and for now, I am writing is my hobby, and I like to write some flash fiction, and so. So I'm planning to
Okay.
write some short stories and stuff like that.
No. Great. Great. Super. So, best wishes on behalf of all of us.
Thank you.
And shall we move on to the next question?
Yes.
What other hobbies or profession excites you the most?
Uh, apart from writing, I want to be an engineer, because science and math. I really like to study science and maths. So
Okay.
writing is just my hobby for now, but who knows? Maybe I can be an author also.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the first three books that you have written is it's mind blowing actually. It is simply amazing. I finished all the three books in one stretch. I mean, it took around 4 days for me to complete, but yeah, I sat and I read all the three books in one stretch. So you did a great job. You have written it in such an interesting way. So yeah, you will be an author for sure. Apart from an engineer or whatever you wanted to be in the future. So mark my words, Yajat. So shall we move on to the next question?
Yes.
Any special mention about your readers when it comes to reviews or feedback or anything else?
Well, there was one reviewer which said that who said that it actually came at a depressing time,
Okay.
when I was writing my second book. So
Okay.
he said that I should never stop writing, and I should always
Mm-hmm.
keep writing, because he was really enjoying my work, and that really motivated me, and I think it was a very good instance that helped me continue my journey, because I think that I could have given up.
Oh, okay. Great. Thanks to that person, who has ignited that or rekindled that spark in you. Otherwise, you would have left, not penning down the other two books. Thank God it did not happen. So, thank you for that. Shall we move on to the next question?
Yes.
So, do you write the stories at a stretch or you take time to complete it? And if you take a
Uh,
longer time, wouldn't you be forgetting the story? And how do you tackle that?
One thing I do is I actually, because I have my school and coaching also, so I don't get a lot of time. So
Okay,
I write 1 hour every day, and
okay,
what I do is that, suppose I write 2 pages. So before
mm,
starting work on my next day, I read the previous page, so that what I had written on the second previous day, I becomes fresh in my mind.
Correct.
So that
Okay.
helps me to continue my story.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So thank you for that. Shall we move on to the next question?
Yes.
Which one do you prefer, traditional or self-publishing, and why?
Oh, actually, I don't know about that because my father manages the publishing and other stuff. So
Okay. Okay. That's fine. Not an issue. So we have come to the last question of this interview, and post that you are free to talk anything you would like to share to the viewers, because this will be put up on my IGTV, and it will be seen by a lot many people over the course of time. So the last question for you, Yajat, how's the response so far for the books?
well, the response was very good. I got invited to schools and literary fests,
Wow,
and
great,
my book was entered in the India Book of Records also.
amazing. Yeah, yeah, I read that, I saw that. So that's a good one. So that marks the end of this interview. So like I said, if you want to convey anything else, any other message, you are free to do so.
Well, though, well, there are many, but I would like to limit myself. One thing
Okay,
that one should never give up, because
okay,
as I said, that giving up is the worst thing anyone can do.
correct,
And other than giving up, it's very important to start the initial step, because
correct,
the initial step, I think, is the most important one.
absolutely,
And also we should also keep some recreation time also, because all the day working makes us very stressful, and it also decreases our productivity. So
correct,
one has to keep some free time also.
absolutely.
So that would be what I.
Okay. It was nice having you in this interview, Yajat. And I wish you all the best, all the very best for all your future endeavors. And may you come up with a lot more trilogies, and enthrall the readers like me, and see your book hitting the bestseller list over and over again. Thank you, Ajat, for joining this interview.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.